clash. No fancy drills, just defeat your opponents. Can't wait to see what you do with that. Gains the lead. You're falling behind. Can't wait to see what you do with that. Plenty of time to fight.
That's fucking horseshit. Dre ain't that fucking gay, dude. Fucking dumb.
Good. Show your enemy what a real fighter
I didn't know she had your arc blade until, or your arc strider. Y'all fucking suck, dude. You gotta stick together. We ain't gonna win this shit by being all spread out. Correction, that was stupid of me to say. It's not necessarily that anybody sucks, it's that the tactic that we're using right now sucks. They're staying together in groups of 3 to 4. We're trying to beat them 1 on fucking 4. See? 2 on 1. They're gonna win. They get you 3 on 2, they're gonna probably kill both of you. It's just, you know, that math shit that nobody likes to do in school.
I'll show them the true game. Left. Shut the enemy down.
Red fucking vagina. Cause he just had his cherry popped.
Seconds remaining.
Oh yeah, Destiny with their fucking
10 seconds.
Who did I just kill? You're getting reported. I ain't fucking around on Destiny 2. I'm reporting every little bitch that fucking one-shots people out of their supers.
Not this time. Fight again whenever you want. located here. Defend your allies and defeat your opponents.
Thought for a second there they were gonna say, oh, he survived your grenade even though he was standing in the middle of it.
You're in the lead. What can stop you if you fight together? Nothing. Don't spend all that ammo in one place.
Dude, what the fuck, little faggot? I could do walls, dirt. I'm to watch you to do her. Oh, we're everywhere. We're in front of you, we're behind you, we're beside you. Fuck faggots. I'm gonna kill every last bitch. Oh, sure. One of the names magical, you can follow you onto the wall. It's just follow around the corner. I throw a nade. Gotta love that. Wasn't like fucking every weapon that can now shoot might have.
Keep this up and the battle is yours. 1 minute left.
Well, they're denied. They ran out of time.
Another battle won. On to the next fight.
What are they up to now, huh?
So,
It's had to go home early.
hmm?
It's had to go home early. That's what I'm doing.
Oh, alright.
So when is raid coming out?
Wednesday? I posted a thing on the band that has the date, the exact date. I saw this video and this chick she was, I don't know what she said at first. It starts off with the dude, there's a black dude in her class, is like, he said, say it again, say it, and just like pretty much kept like doing that until she said it, and then she just goes off and she like lists a whole bunch of racial slurs. And dude just fucking decks her in the face and started beating the shit out of her, and everybody's like, she deserved it, blah. I was like, alright, rather she deserved it or not, he does realize he's gonna be the one getting in trouble for that, right? Like, even if you took race out of it, other than the fact that she used racial slurs, rather, like, regardless of the situation, when a man puts his hands on a woman, that almost always, in a legal situation, is gonna overshadow everything.
Oh my god.
They don't give a fuck what the bitch said to you. If you hit the bitch, you hit the bitch. That's what they're gonna say when they look at it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And everyone's, you don't understand. I was like, okay, first of all, the white people don't understand racism thing doesn't go with the whole white people invented racism rhetoric everybody likes to use, because if that was the case, we'd have to know quite a bit about it to invent it. Just saying. But the fact is it doesn't take being any race, color, or gender to have basic human empathy and to know if something's right or wrong. But rather you feel something's justified, i.e. beating up somebody for saying something racist to you, as justified as it is it worth it, is what I was trying to say. I don't think it's worth hitting the dumb bitch and getting yourself sent to prison just because she said some stupid, ignorant shit. You know what I mean? It might seem, and that's in any situation. Like, even if it's just somebody comes up and insults you, like just straight up calling you a bitch and a pussy and shit. If you beat them up and you get in trouble for it, I mean, what the fuck good did it do you? You got 25 seconds of gratification for beating the dude up, but then you have all the legal problems. Now, if the bitch like beat up your kid or something, then by all means, fuck the bitch up. Or if she hits you, even. I mean, I'm not for hitting women, but I kind of believe if
they hit you, gloves are off, all bets are off.
Like Whoopi Goldberg said, basically Whoopi Goldberg's like, I'm not saying, because I guess the chick was beating him up and then he finally hit her back, and it was one of those talk shows with all the girls on it, and you know how they're kind of like the social justice warrior type of people. And Whoopi Goldberg was like, I'm not saying by any means that he's right for hitting her. I'm saying nobody should be putting their hands on anybody. If you don't want to get hit, don't hit somebody and expect them not to hit you back.
No, straight up, he's right. It's for like hostesses, you know. I mean, there's situations where women they're like, they think they're hella
like tough, like they want the equality aspect without the actual equality aspect. Because like a lot of people's defense was, it shouldn't matter what she said. She was a lot smaller and this and that, then and less strong. I was like, do you know what happens if a smaller, less strong man walks up and starts hitting a bigger, stronger man? He's gonna beat his ass too. It's not a matter. It's not the size thing. It's just general respect for personal space, basically. Not even the person, just their personal space. Don't matter how much you like them. If you get in somebody's personal space, they're bound to react to it. I mean, nobody's gonna say shit if a dude walks up and grabs a girl's ass and she knees him in the balls. You know what I mean? Like, dude deserved it. I don't know. People crack me up nowadays. Because a lot of these same people who are all fucking about that chick getting her ass beat are the same people who are like, oh no, Trump's gonna start World War III by saying something to Korea about using missiles. I was like, I'm not saying that a missile is anywhere near the same field as a racial slur, but I am gonna say that I'm pretty sure missiles is a hell of a lot more devastating to somebody's life. And at what point is he the one who's creating World War III? That's Trump's an idiot, and Trump does a lot of dumb shit. But I don't think the American people are much better, if we're gonna be honest. I'm just saying, that dude's been testing missiles before Trump took over, and he gets closer and closer to Japan, and it's only a matter of time before one of those hits Japan, and then they're gonna be like, oh, everybody else started war with Korea. No, if Korea's going around throwing the punches, they're the ones starting shit. I'm just saying. You don't walk into a room, start throwing fists, and say that everybody else is at fault.
Sure. But why are you fighting? Dude, you're fighting everybody else around you.
Yeah, like, and that's exactly what Korea's doing. They ain't got friends. China ain't even their friend, and that's the closest thing they have to an ally. But even China's like, we're kind of worried they might use the bombs on us. That's because North Korea don't have no friends. Their leader pretty much isolated them from the world.
Pretty much.
They tried to tell, in the UN meeting, to try to negotiate peace and the stoppage of their nuclear missiles program. They basically said that we just want a united Korea, so if the United States left the DMZ zone and everything, we would calm down, basically. And I'm like, I don't know if I trust you motherfuckers. How do we know that as soon as the United States leaves and takes down the DMZ that, yeah, you're not going to have beef with the United States no more, but it doesn't mean you're not going to go into South Korea and kill those motherfuckers.
I know, right?
I mean, you guys kill each other at the DMZ right now. Mostly the North killing the South Koreans. So why would anything change if we got rid of it? I don't get how you expect to want the South Koreans to even unite with you guys if you're fucking killing them.
I don't know.
I've seen this meme on Facebook today. It was like, half the nation's underwater, the other half's, or another quarter of it's on fire, and then and the rest of the nation's stuck in a race war. Meanwhile, in Colorado, we're just sitting here getting high and not even knowing what the fuck. I was like, that's so fucking true. Like, nobody's getting rowdy over here about nothing. Last time I heard us protest anything, it wasn't even a protest, it was just a 420 rally. We just down there passing joints. Then I kind of thought of it and I was like, you know, the same thing, it's kind of the same thing for Oregon and Washington. If you think about it, they're kind of low-key on all of the I was gonna say political strife, but it's not necessarily political. Some of it's personal. But that, like, all the stoner states seem to be pretty isolated from that shit. Like, they're like, man, what the fuck are we all fighting for? Can't we all just get along? We got the same home, whether we like each other or not. At the end of the day, we all no matter what country you're from, we all share the same home, and killing each other really does nothing to help our planet. And let me tell you, extinction is an equal opportunity employer. It really don't give a shit what your gender is, what sex you think your gender is, you know, what you're into as far as sexual orientation. Extinction don't give a shit about none of that. All it cares about is that you're alive and that it doesn't want you there no more. And I'm a firm believer that as a species, we either are going to survive together or we're going to die together.
Yeah, sure.
I mean, do you think cavemen were giving a shit about what color the other cavemen were? Or were they more worried about the motherfucking T-Rexes and shit?
I'm pretty sure they're more worried about the
Exactly. If they could even tell. Because I guess they probably were kind of hairy, so everybody probably just assumed that race wasn't even a thing. Oh, you got nice brown and white fur there. Oh, well, you got nice black and white fur. The abominable snow human. On that comment for that one post though with that girl who got beat up, I was like, really, I don't think him beating her up's like, I don't think she's the type of person who that's gonna change anything about her. She's probably just gonna go buy some tiki torches and be at the next white nationalist convention. Because unfortunately people who are that
know about Thumos. I'm about to face him.
Thumos? He's pretty oh, did you say did I want to help?
Well, I mean, you can if you want, but I'm about to. I was just saying if there's anything I should know about him before I,
Nah, he's a basic boss. He's not hard. I mean, obviously, like any boss on Destiny, most of it's ads that are the hard part. But if I recall, he doesn't have that many. I've only beaten him twice, though. Dude, that's fucking fucked up. Some woman's getting charged in Chicago. This is the second or third case from Chicago I've heard like this, where a bitch recorded another woman getting raped.
No fucking way.
Yeah, on Facebook Live.
No way.
Yeah. Apparently it happened to a, this one that I was just reading about is a 23-year-olds, like the women. The man was 36. The other one I read about in Chicago was a 15-year-old and a 29-year-old.
No way, that's so disgusting.
Yeah, dude. That's fucked up. Like, how, like, as a woman, how could you even stand to see that happen? Like, that could be you, bitch, and she could be recording it happening to you. And then I guess that it was, the 15-year-old girl was a fucking teenager, obviously. And I guess the, people in her school and her neighborhood were fucking making fun of her for the video. I was like, what the fuck is wrong with people nowadays? No wonder why Chicago has so many people trying to kill each other. They're actually making a movie called Chirac. Those, as much as it may seem fitting to them, I really don't think Chicago is nearly as much like Iraq as they think it is. I'm just saying, I don't think people are getting beheaded there on the streets and shit on like a daily basis. Like, people really don't I think people underestimate what happens over there in the Middle East. That's why I've always been against media. Everybody's like, oh, you're just like Trump. It's like, I'm not agreeing with Trump per se, more so that I've realized the media was corrupt as shit. Think about it. The only time you ever hear about a terrorist attack is when it's on a first world country. France, Russia, China. Even if it's our enemy, like Russia or China, like, people perceive them to be our enemies, even if they're not actually our enemies. I mean, it's up for debate. I don't really know what Putin's plan is, but I'm pretty sure Russia just got out of a civil war, and the last thing that they're trying to do is get in one with us. You know what I mean? But if any of those first world countries get attacked, it's gonna be headline news. But it's not headline news every day when fucking ISIS rolls into a Yazidi village, slaughters all the men, and takes the women to be sex slaves. And I mean, that's what they're doing, which is basically genocide, because it's killing out the Yazidi culture of Islam. And to my knowledge, that is not happening in Chicago. Just a lot of fucking gang violence. A lot of gang violence, apparently.
Full of gang violence.
It's not something that I think they should be proud of, but I mean, you know shit's bad when you're giving fucking DC a run for their money. Because DC has one of the highest murder rates in the fucking nation.
So?
Yeah. Considering how small the area is and how small the population is, I think they had something like 50 murders an hour or something like that a couple years ago. Obviously, I don't know what it is this year until the end of the year, but still, that's a lot of fucking people dying. That's over 1,000 a day. So I don't think it was quite that bad. Then again, with gang violence, it could be, because they're not going to take time to tell you about every individual gangster. But yeah, I think part of it's because there's an anti-Muslim rhetoric, and if they showed us what the Muslims go through from ISIS, then it wouldn't seem so much like, it wouldn't be so anti-Muslim as it would be strictly anti-terrorist. You know what I mean? Because then people would be like, wow, they're going through it too. But when you don't show it, then people just kind of get that irrational fear of, it's a Muslim thing. Which, I mean, hey, it could be. Some people take their religion way too serious, like the Christians during the Crusades back in the day. But in a political, like, statistical and logical sense, it's impossible for an entire group of anybody to unanimously agree on something or disagree on something. Like, if you took a million people and you asked them various questions about what they thought of Hitler, some would probably say that he was the most evil man alive, some would probably say he's evil but he was a genius. And there'd undoubtedly be people who was like, he had the right fucking idea. Kill them all, let God sort them out.
You know, right?
Sad thing was, this Hitler was a genius. He's just like, you know,
It was really bright.
he tripped over that line into the crazy side of genius.
Yeah.
Maybe he didn't trip. Maybe it was like a full-on fucking. He was going for the 20-meter jump, but yeah, he might have. Or maybe, you know, stupid people drove him mad. He was like, I'm really tired of everybody's shit. I just kill you all, I don't have to hear it no more. I feel like he's a very angry little man. Then again, if I had a mustache like that, I would be pretty angry too.
Alright.
I mean, what would you do if you just woke up one day and had 1/3 of a mustache?
Not even a third. It's like a fourth of a mustache.
I really want to know where the fuck, like, was that like a fashion thing in Germany at the time? And obviously he was just the most famous German at the time, so he was the only person we knew who rocked it. Because if that's the case, then man, Germans have bad, like, no wonder why German women love Americans. I think German women just love the dick, but not all of them, obviously, but I feel like there's a lot of super freaks in Germany.
No.
Germany, Russia, and Japan have probably the highest concentration of super freaks. Especially Japan, though, because I mean, Japan has a bunch of super freaks. Like, they got some kinky ass people over there in Japan. They got fucking used panty vending machines. I'll be right back.
When can I start using my products? Gotcha. Well,
Huh.
Yeah, I was wondering when's when I started redesign products. I haven't really done that.
You've always been able to infuse them.
Yes.
Hmm? It has to be the same. A fusion rifle can only be infused with a fusion rifle. Chest piece can only be infused with the chest piece. Yeah.
Oh no.
But yeah. Pretty much, it costs legendary shards though. So if you don't have any of those, it's 5 legendary shards for or 4 legendary shards, 4 or 5 for normal, like exotic and legendary, and then it's like if it's a legendary infusing into a legendary, it only costs 1 shard. Oh yeah, and another thing, as a heads up for the clan, each character can put the 5,000 experience in, so each person can put in 15,000.
I don't understand that.
If you go in, you push options, you go over to clan, you look at the little level up bar, and then right below it says weekly personal contribution, whatever it is out of 5,000. That means you put each person in the clan can put 5,000 experience into leveling the clan up, which opens up better rewards for your clan banner if you have it already.
Oh, okay. Oh,
And
okay, that's weird.
it's otherwise you don't get the bonuses. You don't get the gain additional glimmer when looting engrams. You don't get the increased public event rewards. You don't get the improved rewards from eliminating Cabal enemies. All that shit is done by leveling up.
Hey, can you help me with this one part? I'm trying to flip through most of the shit. And I like the shit. Maybe more that, like, more land where you're at. Shit.
I'm on my hunter right now, who's like severely behind you at the moment. I'm not even level 10 yet on him. It's because I wasn't really going to work on my other 2 characters, but if I could get 5,000 or 15,000 experience for doing all 3, I might as well. Because then we could level the clan up faster. Because I guess the level up will only last through the column seasons, but it will eventually the level resets, and then the rewards change, so you get different shit. Pretty much only doing the story right now though, so I should be able to catch up to you kinda quick. Just most of my shit's still locked off. Like, I can only go to the farm right now. Well, the farm in Titan. Your characters share an inventory though, so that's kind of cool.
Something went wrong. Pistons must be jammed. Sorry, pal. We're gonna have to go out there. Bring a workaround.
There we go.
Fuck. Okay, there we go. I'm like, damn it.
First piston's good to go. We gave it a power scrub.
That's great and all, but it's still pretty dark on this end. Sounds like you've got more scrubbing to do, Guardian.
Oh. Give me my 1-inch punch. That's what it looks like. Dun, 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 dun.
Final pistol is clear. We've all sent a still dark, so it's gotta be more than a pistol pop. Have to be in a bunch of circuit breakers. Try the central platform. Everything routes through there. Circuit breaker's going to be around there somewhere. Find it and flip the switch. Just like I said.
Restores the power crunk.
Power's back. Exemplary work, everyone. But we still have to deal with these intercepted enemy transmissions.
You know that bridge, when you extend the bridge to get onto the Almighty.
Yeah. Yeah.
I just ran that whole thing. What the fuck that? I'm not fighting any enemy. What the fuck?
Yeah. Wait till you do the nightfall. That shit's hard. And they're timed all the time now.
I'm supposed to put this fusion stuff.
Hmm?
Oh,
Guardian. Scout well.
Oops.
You think the Almighty is in it?
Hmm?
If you think the Almighty.
I couldn't hear you. Your voice is kind of low. Or your mic is. Not necessarily your voice, but...
See if you can track down a fallen comms terminal. If Dad's got an idea that's crazy enough to work.
It's difficult for the young to recognize the wisdom in experience.
No saying the dismantle of the Almighty is the last part on the missions.
No. You're almost there, but it's not the last mission. And it's actually not at all the last mission. There's missions after the last mission. So, how was your Monday, Raj?
We got a flat tire, a beer, and everything.
The beer flat tire? Or fat tire? Is the beer not flat?
Flat tire.
Yeah, I got you. That's what I meant. I said, wait, that's not the beer. The beer is fat tire, not flat tire.
Yeah.
Fat tire sounds nasty. I've never tried it. My buddy likes it.
Not bad. It's like a lighter version of that beer.
I was gonna say, I'm not real big on beer itself though. If I ever gonna drink, I'd rather drink the hard shit. Unfortunately though, I've gotten sick on whiskey so many times that just the smell of it usually makes me sick. Well, not sick like throw up, but makes me feel like I'm gonna throw up. I could drink it, but Jim Beam, that shit brings back some bad memories. Some long nights. I like that you can punch heads off. Wait, did San Fran win their season opener?
He failed that season opener. He failed that season opener.
Ah. Damn. So that does mean Oakland was the only California team that... Oh no, LA Rams whooped ass too, huh? From what I heard, they whooped ass on the Colts. Like 45-3 or something.
Yep, that's crazy.
Yeah, I didn't expect that from the Rams. Especially against the Colts. They're a pretty decent team. Luck's a pretty decent quarterback. He ain't no Peyton Manning, but... Couldn't tell you were tired with all the yawning, Rosh. I hear that though. You're gonna go?
Yeah, I'm gonna go to bed.
Alright, buddy. I'll probably be on tomorrow before I go into work if you're around.
I'll probably be on late. Same time, probably. Probably not around 10, 11, we'll see.
It depends for me on...
Okay. Well, I'll hit you up.
My bad, I dropped my controller.
Bye, buddy. Good night.
Have a good night.
Does that fallen look like a transmat beacon thief to you? He looks like a transmat beacon thief to me. That one. That one's gotta be a transmat beacon thief. He looks even thievier than the first one. Area's clear. Let's get back to that stash so I can send it over.
them out. These components are critical to the rig's structural integrity. And thanks to you, we've got the tools to put them back.
Whatever the Fallen steal, we steal back.
While I cannot condone theft, I do appreciate payback. Well done.
Guardian, the Fallen are bringing in their armory. Again. You'd think they'd know better by now.
Sorry guys, just a little bit distracted.
Guardian, the Fallen are bringing in their armory. Again. You'd think they'd know better by now.
So look, I'm gonna be 100 about what I was trying to make a message without people, with me being who I am, so to speak. Not that I'm anybody important or anything, like people know me type of shit, but like, you know, the color of my skin type of thing. My opinion and output on these things are largely unimportant or thought of as such, but this whole, okay, can't blame Muslims for terrorism because blaming the group, the whole, for the actions of the few is not fair. Don't blame illegal immigrants' children that their parents came here legally. That's not fair. But the same people who say shit like that tend to be the same people saying that white people have to basically make up for slavery and shit. Well, here's the thing. Muslim terrorism happens now. People who are afraid of Islam blame Islam for shit that's happening now. People who are upset with immigrants for being here legally are upset for something that's happening now. But you're saying that they can't be upset for any of that. For valid reasons. There's no reason. Obviously not all Muslims are terrorists. They can't be. That's literally impossible. And not all immigrants who are here, even if they are here legally currently, plan to stay that way. Some of them are trying to become legal and have every intention of becoming a legal citizen. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is you're saying we can't blame them for what their people do now. We can't blame the illegal or the Mexicans in general for the illegal Mexicans. But people are saying you could blame white people for shit that happened 200 years ago. It's like, well, if you can't blame Muslims for what happened within the last 15 years, 16 years, then why does it make it okay to blame a white person for something that happened 200 years ago? It's not equality. Equality isn't achieved by flipping the status quo to where you demonize the race who was demonizing everybody, so to speak. I mean, because I ain't saying racism and stuff never happened. I'm just saying most of the people today we can't change nothing that happened anyway, in any form, any culture. The Muslims today, whether they agree or disagree, whatever side of the fence they'd be on, can't change the events of 9/11 or the terrorist attacks that happened before. And you know, it's not right to blame them for the ones that happen after, or during, or any time, if they ain't taking part in it. It's not fair to blame anybody for something they didn't take part in. That's the point. And if it's not okay to do it to one group, we shouldn't do it to any group. And the only reason why I want to say anything is because I don't know, yes, it's generally accepted ideology that shit like slavery or the Nazi genocide, you know, stuff like that is not acceptable from anybody of any race, of any creed, of any nationality, etc., any sexuality. I heard there's places in the outskirts of Russia who have anti-gay death camps. Supposedly, I don't know, according to all the reports, there was no actual confirmation that they existed, just that there's rumors and intel type of shit. But still, I mean, people nowadays get attacked pretty much for anything. But the thing is the people who claim to be out there for equality or what's right aren't really, though. They're out there for what is right for them or their people. Equality means, you know, equality for, or not even just equality, but like peace for black and whites would be achieved by one, accepting, yeah, the ancestors fucked up. The ancestors did some shit that wasn't really okay, but it also means that they'd have to accept that the person they're talking to had nothing to do with that, and, you know, had no way of stopping it or preventing it or anything of that nature, and that you can't expect them to dedicate their lives to wronging the rights of people who are dead, or for that matter the people who are alive and in power and doing horrible things. Those people are accountable for their own actions, not the actions of everybody around them. And that goes for anybody. When gangs go and shoot each other in the hood, we can't hold whatever ethnicity it is, because, you know, some neighborhoods got the Latin gangs, you got the white people, fucking Aryan Brotherhood type bullshit. Guess all I'm saying is sometimes you gotta be prepared to accept an apology that you never got, that you will never get. Hell, you might not even deserve. Because let's be honest, the ones who truly deserve the apology aren't alive to receive it. And if I was going to apologize to anybody for the things my ancestors did, it would be them. The people directly affected, who were enslaved, who were forced to face genocide, as in Native Americans or the Jews. Those are the people who would truly deserve it, not people 200 years later who are just struggling in life, be it by a system or by, you know, just because you got it hard now doesn't mean you have it as hard as the people who struggled before you. Especially if you have a lot better chance to have a lot better future than they ever had. That's all I gotta say about that. You may think you have it as bad as they did, but there was no college fund to help them out back in the day. You're lucky to have that. I'm not saying you're lucky as in it's unfair. I'm saying you're lucky as in they didn't have that, and you do have something that could help you that they would never have the access or the opportunity to get.